the 2K Sports pregame show.
This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here, joined by the great Shaquille O'Neal and the equally great Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Atlanta Hawks going up against the Spurs out in San Antonio. Well, for San Antonio, their goal tonight is to play with the same type of effort at both ends of the court. They can't afford to let up at the defensive end, and that's a message I'm sure has been communicated to them in the locker room. And guys, when people talk about the Spurs, they talk about consistency, from the front office to the coaching staff to the effort on the floor. Take a guy like LaMarcus Aldridge. He embodies that, doesn't he, Kenny?
Yes, he does. He's got great scoring. He's got great footwork in the block. The art of the mid-range jump shot is still there, but he can pick and pop and pick and roll, Shaq.
You know, he always finds a way to impact the game with his shot. When he's on like Texas barbecue, Ernie.
Ooh. Texas barbecue.
That wraps it up from here. Thanks for joining us.
I'm hungry.
We'll see you later.
On the floor for the visiting Atlanta Hawks. At shooting guard, Ken Bazemore. At small forward, Torian Prince. At the other forward position, Ersan Ilyasova. At center, Dwayne Dedmon. At the other guard position, Dennis Schroeder. The head coach of the visiting team is Mike Budenholzer.
Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. And it's time for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. The crowd here in anticipation of their home team Spurs in an interconference battle here at the AT&T Center in San Antonio. Tonight, two teams that like to score out of half-court sets. And, Brent, on that subject, we often talk about the playoffs coming down to great half-court execution. Why do you think that is?
It comes down to preparation, Kevin. You watch so much film. You have several days to prepare for a team that you saw, more than likely 3 or 4 times during the season. And then all of a sudden they're in front of you. As the series goes on, it starts to become less and less about turnovers and missed shots. There's a lot of predictability once you get into the playoffs, and it's about who can make the fewest mistakes. They're normally going to win the series.
That's a great answer. A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Schroeder and Bazemore are in the backcourt. Ilyasova out there with Prince, and it's Dedmon in at the center position. Here's Green, and Leonard has it in the corner. And then Leonard with the dunk.
Really, with that level of speed and power, it is so difficult to keep Leonard from scoring on the drive.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
And it's Schroeder missing.
Yeah, defense timed that out perfectly. Love the aggressiveness, and then they changed the shot's direction.
Green kicks to Aldridge. Leonard on the wing. Aldridge is screened. Off the pick, Kawhi Leonard again.
Well, a good start here. That's Trey for Trey, and that's Spanish for three.
You're right. The dish now to Ilyasova. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Ilyasova a screen. Parker against Schroeder. Shot clock at 6. Jumper off the screen. San Antonio with the rebound.
I'm not sure if it's a bad start or unlucky here. 0 for 4. Can't think too much about it. Just got to get that first one to go.
Lets it go with a 3. The shot goes in. First of the night. He's 1 for 3 to start the game.
And boy, did they need that one. Their first make in the 5 field goal attempts they've had.
Aldridge is screen. Parker dishes to Aldridge. Back to Parker. To the paint. Here's Gasol. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker.
A concentrated shot there. Gasol not giving into the defense. Once he's in the paint, he stays focused on the rim and completes the play.
And Pau Gasol, one of the most skilled 7-footers this league has ever seen. Whether it's the low post, high post, flaring off picks, you want the ball in his hands.
And it's Schroeder missing.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Green kicks to Parker. There's the feed to Gasol. He dishes it to Aldridge. Out to Parker. A three-pointer, no good. The Hawks trail by 5. Here's Bazemore. Here's Dedmon. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Dedmon's got his first basket.
Dedmon using his length that time on the offensive end.
Gasol, a screen on Prince. Layup off the pick. And there's the nice layup by Gasol.
And where's the help? Obviously a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Well, you have to be able to trust each other on the defensive end of the floor. Otherwise, the whole thing is just going to crumble. Yeah, his shot just doesn't seem to be synced up right now. Here's hoping he finds it soon because his team is really going to need that production tonight.
Traps in the tray. And it's 7 points for Kawhi Leonard.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks. And Pau Gasol had his chances to play in San Antonio before. Finally signed with the Spurs last season. And I think all would agree he's been a pretty good fit.
Well, with that kind of ability and skill set that Pau possesses as a big man, 6'11", pass, score, and play out of the low post, seemed like a natural fit for what Greg Popovich likes to do in the system. And how about the fact that he added the 3-ball last year? He made 56.
San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Muscala, he's checked in for Dwayne Dedmon. Collins comes in for Ilyasova. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Kent Bazemore. And it's Malcolm Delaney in for Dennis Schroeder. From deep, Prince gets it to go from beyond the arc. San Antonio leading by 5. And Mills gets to Anderson. And here's Mills. Feeds it to Laverne. Gay in the corner. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Mike Muscala. That is his first foul of the game. 1:32 left to play in the first. Mills with it. Guarded now by Prince. Laverne passes to Gay. Just 2 to shoot. And the Spurs scoring again.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
There's the pass to Bellinelli. Kicks it to Prince. He tries for 3. San Antonio with the rebound. Gay outside. Ripped away. Now the Hawks moving it the other way. The shot's good from Delaney.
He really takes off. Just never looks back.
Yeah, by the time anyone even thinks of chasing him, he's gone.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. And the Spurs with possession. Following the bucket by the Hawks. Anderson the screen. Nice job coming off that screen.
Well, at this point in his career, playmaking is Manu's strong point. Locates the open man there.
2-for-1 opportunity here if they want it.
And no doubt, Kevin, if I'm them, I go for it.
And Bellinelli kicks to Delaney. The Hawks working the ball around. And here's Prince outside. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Prince has got 6 points.
Yeah, got to feel good about the way you started this one, guys, as he is making almost everything out there and giving his team a good, solid boost.
Now here's Gay. They set the pick. Off the screen. And the jam by Rudy Gay.
You got to admire how Gay sees the floor. Effortlessly shredding the D on that drive. Just a fantastic penetrator.
Here's Prince. Can't cash in on the 10-foot jumper. And so it's San Antonio with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And we'll be back with you shortly. And one of the most competitive men ever to play this game, Manu Ginobili, spoke with us about this year.
Just rely on what happened in the past, then you're stuck in the past. And we, many of us, maybe our last shot, our last season, we don't even know if we're going to have another season. So, we want to do as good as we can.
Well, the fire is still there, but the energy and the ability, guys, to get it done physically, let's face it, at this point, Ginobili's mostly gutting it out.
Still, though, he'll either beat you or go down swinging. Just a tough individual.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here, what do you think they've been doing or not doing?
A huge fan of how they have rotated here defensively, been able to challenge multiple shots.
And if you're rotating like that, it's got to be a great line of communication between all 5 guys. You see that reflected on the scores, all that trust showing up with the lead.
Laverne out there with Anderson. Then it's Mills. Then there's Rudy Gay. And it's Murray in at the shooting guard. That's the San Antonio 5. And for the Spurs last season, falling short of their goal of winning another title. But Greg Popovich, Brent, still called it a great season.
Well, they had their second most wins ever under Pop last year. 7 new players to integrate. In the first year without rock-solid, steady force Tim Duncan down there on the low block. They did have some injuries late down the stretch, and they can look back on another season where they gave their best effort and put themselves in position to get another NBA championship.
Now here's Mills. Looking for his first basket still in this one. There's a good screen. Gay with no one around. That's short off the rim. The Hawks trail by 6. Prince up top. He's covered by Gay. Here's Muscala. The Hawks again can't hit. The Spurs have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Gay kicks to Laverne. Passes to Gay. Free throw line jump shot. Another miss by Gay. Atlanta's shooting just 29% in this game. They are not a pretty sight out there offensively. Prince against Gay. The 9-foot shot. Shot is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down to 4 on the bucket from Prince. Here's San Antonio now. No points yet here in the second quarter for them. In the corner, Murray with it. Beyond the arc. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Well, this is something he's working on. A good natural leader from the point guard position wants to help out by becoming a better facilitator.
And Bellinelli kicks to Delaney. Prince outside. Another shot. And he lays it up and in.
Timeout. This is where you got to put a body on the guy. His will is incredible down on the interior, fighting and clawing for every rebound.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. You know the importance of ball movement, Brent, but when the offense bogs down, someone needs to get it done in isolation. Could you pick anybody who you would go to?
Yes, Kevin. He plays in Cleveland.
Yes.
Or the Cavaliers.
Cavaliers.
And his name is LeBron James.
Ah, yes.
Have you seen him play?
James.
Yeah, I'll take that guy.
Okay, that's a good guy. that's a real good guy. And Atlanta will go for a different look here. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Mike Muscala. Ilyasova comes in for Collins. Kent Bazemore's checked in for Taurean Prince. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Malcolm Delaney. Now here's Leonard. He has 7. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Parker. Back to Leonard. Here's Aldridge. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. The Hawks trail by 5. And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Good on the three-point shot.
And the three-point shot is something Bazemore has improved steadily over his career. You can't give him room like that to fire.
Screen by Parker. Here's Leonard. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Green's got 3 assists now in this one.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Here's Bellinelli. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Schroeder misses the wing J.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
Yeah, just too anxious to try and make something happen out there. This is about the team, not about you.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, Kawhi Leonard has become a go-to scorer, but his focus still starts at the defensive end. He said, my mindset is the same every game. Whoever I'm playing against, I go in and try to stop their best scorer and then try to get myself going on the offensive end. Kevin?
And, David, that's what you get with Kawhi. Mr. Consistency, one of the best two-way players in the game.
And LaMarcus Aldridge really possesses tremendous shooting touch when you consider this guy's basically a 7-footer, and he's increasing that range. Last season, up over 40% from 3.
And Aldridge doesn't shoot a ton of threes, yet he still earns his keep in that mid-range.
Yeah, on that left block, back to the basket, and with his size, that turnaround J is just about unstoppable.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Aldridge.
Do a deep dive into LaMarcus Aldridge's career numbers. He is just one of the best big men shooting the basketball, especially from the mid-range, with incredible consistency. He can hurt you from all over the floor, but especially from around the 15-foot mark. That is his bread and butter.
Both free throws good from Aldridge. And the mid-range jumper, not usually a recipe for efficiency. Brent, you think the Spurs want Aldridge to take a step back and take more threes?
Well, last season he shot over 40% from the three-point line, and I think that the big guys stepping out to the corner is something that a lot of offenses look to. He didn't take a ton of threes, but when he did, he'd knock him down.
San Antonio leading by 4. Here's Parker. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And Parker is just so deceptive on the drive. He just knows how to force the issue down low. And Tony Parker in his prime, one of the best slashing point guards this league has ever seen. Just an outstanding finisher amidst the tall players. And one season, how about he almost led the league in points in the paint, a surefire Hall of Famer.
The first free throw is good. And a bit of a down year for Tony Parker in 2017. His lowest three-point percentage in 5 years. Lowest free throw percentage in 9.
Yeah, I mean, you'd like to see him hitting threes at a higher clip. The previous couple seasons, he shot it up over 40%. And a great way, I think, to boost his offense, even though he has slowed down a bit.
Gone from the Hawks are all the starters of that team that just a couple years ago won 60 games. So you have to believe if this is the time for that organization to embrace a rebuild.
Dedmon's shot is off.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
And it's Leonard missing.
That's where I like the shot selection. The defense cannot afford to give up wide open shots. They dodged a bullet there.
Schroeder against Parker. Dedmon. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. And the Hawks last season, a 5th seed, Brent, in the Eastern Conference, ousted in the first round.
Well, they have some aging veterans. They had some regressions in the wins column. They traded away a lot of the guys that were part of that 60-win team. So it's a young team that's starting to reset, rebuild, and retool.
And the Hawks with possession here. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
Clearly a foul.
The Hawks shooting their first free throws of the game.
Numbers last year for them, just about 73%, so the bottom third of the league.
And he makes the first. The Hawks making a switch here. Muscala's checked in. He doesn't get the second one. San Antonio leading by 3. Ginobili gets a wide open look. Drills it from outside. Ginobili's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Schroeder outside. No good on that one. And so it's San Antonio with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks so much. Kawhi, you seem to be so at ease out there. How much is that helping your game?
It's helping me out a lot. Just coming in the game relaxed, just with more intensity. I mean, my teammates are getting me involved on the offensive end. I'm playing great on defense. We just got to keep it up second half and not let it up.
Hey, Kawhi, thank you very much for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. It's San Antonio out on top at halftime. They have a 6-point lead. Kenny, what do you think?
Well, their playmakers are showing up tonight, seeing the court well, moving the basketball. That's why they had so many assists in the first half. And they're not just relying on ISO plays to generate points.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Hawks?
Well, they shot under 40% in the half. That tells the story right there. The defense deserves some credit for disrupting them a little bit, but they need to counteract with more creativity on offense. Fewer isolations, more movement, better shot selection.
That's it for now as the second half's just about ready to go.
A time-lapse view of the Friendship Torch and all the activity around it as we take you back here to downtown San Antonio. And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
And I love the game plan in that first half. They really value each possession.
Efficient so far with the shots that he's taken. His contributions have been fantastic.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. And on the floor for Mike Budenholzer starting the second half. Filling out the wings, it's Bazemore and Prince. Dwayne Dedmon is out there with Ilyasova. And it's Schroeder in at the point guard position.
Coach Greg Popovich last season passed Jerry Sloan for the most wins with a single team. Of course, Jerry Sloan with the Utah Jazz. You might not know this, but the Spurs modeled themselves very much after the Utah Jazz system behind Stockton, Malone, and Sloan staying there for the amount of time that he did. That role model of consistency and sustained success and accountability has certainly worked in this small market in San Antonio.
Now here's Green after the miss from Dennis Schroeder. 6 to shoot. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Parker. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. And it's a 10-point Spurs lead.
And Parker really as good as anybody when it comes to attacking the rim and finishing.
Dedmon dishes to Schroeder. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J. And the Spurs are now seen as that model franchise. Brent, so interesting to hear who they tried to emulate.
Easy to see a lot of comparisons between the precision and the toughness and the bond between not only the coach and the players, but the team and the community, the way that it happened in Utah for the Jazz. And Coach Pop talks a lot about those connections that Jerry Sloan had between John Stockton and Karl Malone. It's something he's always admired and brought to the San Antonio way.
The Hawks trail by 8. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Prince kicks it over to Schroeder. Takes a 3. That doesn't go either for Schroeder.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
And the wide open shot from Green. Off target from three-point range. The Hawks have gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. Very slow start offensively. Ilyasova a screen. Schroeder passes to Ilyasova. He used that pick to get in close.
Well, Ilyasova knows exactly when to release on that roll. After he sets the pick, some good timing there.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. And Ersan Ilyasova out of Turkey, the 36th pick back in 2005.
He's carved out a long and nice career as a spread 4 in this league. Has played for many teams, but has not played in many different ways. He's a good shooter and a good rebounder and keeps getting chances in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to kind of regroup and discuss ways to maximize these possessions.
And therein lies the trick, discussing ways to be aggressive, but not committing turnovers.
San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Laverne, he's checked in for Gasol. Kyle Anderson comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Rudy Gay's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. Then for the Hawks, Collins comes in for Dwayne Dedmon. And it's Malcolm Delaney in for Dennis Schroeder. Now here's Mills. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. The pick gave him all the room he needed, and he knocks down the J.
I like the decision there from Patty, but then he generally makes great choices. That's why he's in the rotation.
Here's Bazemore. 8-point game. And here's Prince outside. Good on the triple. Prince has got 11 points. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. To the inside. Here's Laverne. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Brent, the stretch 4. The 3 and D players. Specialties that have emerged over the years. Any other specialties you see becoming a trend?
The one that I see as a trend, Kevin, right now is the redefining of the 5 position. To think about guys like Porzingis, Embiid, Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Davis, being able to stretch a defense out at the 5 position all the way out to the 3-point line. We're redefining what it means to be a center in the NBA.
I'm sure there are traditional guys that see that and just can't believe what they're watching, huh? Guys out there that big and hitting shots.
Yeah, most of those old guys will take back to the home, Kevin. Just enjoy it while you can. And you might have thought that with the big 3 retiring and getting older, the San Antonio Spurs might need to think about rebuilding, but the emergence of one Kawhi Leonard as a superstar in the league on both ends of the floor has extended this team's dominance.
And the Hawks making a change here. Muscala's checked in. So neither attempt will fall that time for him. And Tim Duncan retired, as we know, but Kawhi Leonard carrying on that culture of no frills. Brent, work and dedication to the game.
Well, there's no better standard bearer than what Kawhi Leonard has represented, but it's been built on the shoulders of Tim Duncan and David Robinson before him. The Spurs continue to go about their business, respecting the game and getting the most out of the ability of the players on the floor.
Now here's Bazemore. He's got 5. Collins a screen on Green. Here's Bazemore. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Mills dishes to Laverne. Gay against Prince. Gay kicks to Green. Laverne passes to Mills. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession.
Playing with lots of energy here, trying to cause turnovers.
Yeah, even though he doesn't come up with the steal, that kind of deflection will disrupt the rhythm of this offensive possession.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for Laverne, and it's Ginobili in for Danny Green. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Collins. Offensive rebound. Aldridge kicks to Mills. Back to Aldridge. Ginobili outside. 1:41 left to play here in the third. Back to Aldridge. Goes back up. It's tipped. Here's Delaney. Pass to Bellinelli. Wide open shot is on the money. San Antonio leading by 3. 1:12 left in the third quarter of the game. Here's Aldridge. Over Muscala. And that one goes long. For Atlanta, they've gone a somewhat subpar 4 of 10 on their shots in the second half so far. Now Bellinelli. Pass to Delaney. Over Anderson. Delaney no good. They can trade 2 for 1 here.
Would be the right move, I believe, right now.
And Mills kicks to Anderson. Now here's Gay. Bellinelli is covering to stop the drought. Gay can't hit. The Hawks trail by 3.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Delaney. He feeds it to Bellinelli. To the middle. Here's Muscala. And a strong finish with two hands.
How about this run they're in the midst of? On the verge of tying it up or maybe even taking the lead.
The aggressiveness has picked up on both sides of the floor. And I'm not sure what took them so long to muster that, but here we are.
We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Spurs lead by 1. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. A chance now to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team just moments ago.
Down the stretch now. No fouls. We're in attack mode. Quick decisions, attack. At the other end, everybody's rebounding. It's the most important thing, and get it out of there.
And Greg Popovich asking for intelligent aggression. This is where this type of team tends to shine.
Yeah, it's a higher level of play. Every team in the league strives for it. Only a few actually make it happen.
We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. The timeless Parker and Manu are the 1 and the 2. Rudy Gay is out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Aldridge in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the San Antonio 5.
Take a break. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw.
Well, from the D-League to dominating defensively, Dwayne Dedmon hustling around.
A different look now for San Antonio. Pau Gasol's checked in for Gay. And Murray's subbed in for Manu Ginobili. And it's tied up with that one. And Brent, for the Hawks, you go back to the summer of 2016. How big was it for them losing their all-star, Al Horford?
Well, the rumor is there wasn't too much of a financial difference between what the Hawks were offering and what the Celtics ended up giving Al Horford. And they wanted to have him back and maybe trade Paul Millsap for assets. That all did not happen, and it gutted the team a little bit because of Horford's versatility. You could see that reflected in some of the offensive numbers from the Hawks last year.
And the Spurs got Kawhi Leonard to be the next Bruce Bowen. But from his rookie season, I think Pop realized, Brent, he could be the face of the franchise.
Well, it's amazing that they had talked with that kind of regard for Kawhi Leonard after making the draft day trade and sending away George Hill. They felt like Kawhi Leonard could make that kind of progression. Now, I would also tell you that they had no idea he would become one of the more devastating players on the offensive end of the floor. But the work ethic was there, the size was there, and the fruits of the labor are paying off.
And the first one at the line is good.
So Kawhi Leonard comes out of San Diego State and can't shoot outside of 8 feet, and now is one of the NBA's premier scorers. What remarkable off-season work he's done with shooting coach Chip England to become one of the more deadly offensive weapons in the league.
Good on both. And Kawhi Leonard scoring in volume, but like you'd expect from a Spur, tremendous efficiency as well.
You look at the numbers, the league's most efficient pick-and-roll scorer last season. I mean, that is remarkable stuff, especially for a guy playing mostly in the 3 and 4 spot. And then the clutch numbers and coming down the stretch, how it was that he had the best percentage on go-ahead buckets with 5 seconds left in the basketball game. That's a steady force.
Another miss by Leonard. The Hawks trailing. Now here's Schroeder. Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Buries it down low.
And Schroeder did not even have to think twice about that shot. This young man simply devours these chances inside.
Aldridge a screen. Back to Parker. Shoots over Schroeder. Again, the miss by the Spurs. The Hawks shooting 39% from the floor. At their best. To take the lead. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And Dennis Schroeder a full-time starter for the first time just last season. Upped his scoring average to around 18 points a game, but they really turned the keys over to what it was that they were going to do behind Dennis Schroeder and his ability. At the same time, it was the best shooting percentages he had in his very young career.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. And Schroeder can score. He also averaged about 6 assists a game last season.
Well, the balance between scoring and passing and the first season as Schroeder being a first-time starter for his ball club is something that he needs to work on. That tends to point, Kevin, towards leadership, and the Hawks would like to see more of that.
Schroeder hits them both.
Encouraging sign there to see him knock down the free throw.
For San Antonio, they've gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. Aldridge a screen. Green kicks to Leonard. Over Ilyasova. Not enough on that one as it misses. Here's Delaney. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. And the Hawks lead by 4.
A terrific use of the floater, unguardable really, because you can't do anything defensively to stop it.
Gasol setting the pick for Green. Parker kicks to Gasol. Back to Parker. Outside Gasol. Puts up a 3, and that's good. Tony Parker for 3.
And Parker just so smart about knowing when to take three-pointers. A lot of confidence from him there, sinking the outside shot.
Here's Delaney, and he uses the glass on the layup. Delaney's got 4 points in the quarter.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Outside Leonard. He kicks it to Parker. Aldridge with a screen on Schroeder. Down low, up off the screen, and the dunk by Aldridge.
Great timing on the pick and roll. The defender had a split second to make his choice. Aldridge, too good there.
And Bazemore kicks to Dedmon. Hawks passing it around. Here's Delaney. There's the screen. Dishes to Dedmon. Inside. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Taurean Prince, he's checked in for Malcolm Delaney.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. 1 shot.
Ilyasova with the height of a big man. He's very much at ease and has a great release.
Spurs trail by 4. Parker dishes to Gasol. Outside Leonard. Gasol a screen. Parker left side. There's the feed to Aldridge. Over Ilyasova. And again, it's LaMarcus Aldridge.
Well, he wants the ball in the big moment. There you go. Aldridge shows he can put the team on his back if they need him.
Prince kicks it over to Schroeder. Now the dish to Bazemore. The Hawks again can't hit.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Prince against Leonard. Gasol a screen. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Leonard. And stolen by Ilyasova. Schroeder with the ball. He's picked up by Parker. And it's Schroeder missing.
Well, he had the perfect opportunity to finish that one, guys, and just flat out blew it.
Feeds to Gasol. And he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle too.
And Gasol is someone you turn to in these situations. Need a big basket, he's ready to go.
Gasol, no good on the free throw.
I'll throw out the two-time champion stuff for you here, Kevin, but an outstanding big man, Pau Gasol, even in the later stages of his career.
Time call here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 2. 1:31 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Pau Gasol.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Mike Budenholzer had some words for his team during the break. He told them this game wasn't over yet. He said, don't give up. If you make a few big plays, we're right back in this game. Stay the course. Back to you, Kevin.
Shot clock at 6. And Green gets it to go.
And no problem having Green take big shots in big games. He's been tested.
The Hawks trail by 3. Schroeder outside. He dishes it to Ilyasova. The pass to Schroeder. Ilyasova sets a screen for Schroeder. A rebound by Gasol.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Well, it's like Thanksgiving out there, carving out space off the screen. Couldn't complete the play. I mean, this is a battle-tested young player. Leonard's willing to put the team on his back when they really need a bucket.
And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That one on Parker.
Two shots.
First free throw is good, and that shrinks the margin to just 4. Both good from the line that time.
And that makes it a one-possession game, guys. Got to be the biggest free throws of the game thus far.
We can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, I think you want to milk your possessions.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. From deep, Green, and it's good on the assist by Parker. And the Spurs lead by 6.
And with time becoming a factor, that may do it, guys.
Well, leads are not given. They are earned, playing with desire and attention to detail all night.
Atlanta calls timeout. They're trailing by 6. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And he commits the intentional foul.
Shooting for San Antonio, Tony Parker. 2 shots. Gentlemen.
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss.
And Parker has such speed and creativity, just causes the defense fits in terms of how to properly guard it.
And the second of 2 is good. That makes it a 7-point lead. Here's Dedmon, and Bazemore kicks to Prince. Pass to Bazemore. Dishes to Dedmon. Launches it. Laces one from 3.
Yeah, Kent Bazemore stepping up huge, staying calm, and drilling a huge shot.
And so it's San Antonio who scraped by with the win. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, I mean, they faced some challenges, but really held firm when they needed to. On both ends, just effective in terms of coming away with this win.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, pal. Congrats on the win. Big performance defensively tonight. How important is that to your success?
Well, defense got to be always our motor. If we get some stops, we're doing a good job defensively, everything will be okay from that point on. So we just got to continue to emphasize our defense.
I know you work on that a lot in practice, and it showed tonight, pal. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long, everyone.